welcome back to our channel. I know, I feel like it's been forever, but to be honest, it's just life happens. So, but we're so happy to be back, and we have so many different goals for this year, so stay tuned for all the upcoming videos and vlogs as well, such as the one following up after this video probably at some point.
And I think we're getting better at the vlogs too. Like it was obviously something new for us, but here we are, and we're so excited to be back.
Yeah. So of course, before we get into our next little dilemma, of course we have to have some drinks. So because it has been a while, we have to start it off with some shots. So we have some tequila here, and then some champagne.
Because it was all we had. We weren't really like prepared.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. You know what?
Champagne.
It wasn't that bad.
Ooh. All right.
This is reminding me of our days when we were like really young and used to go out and like get bottle service that we wouldn't pay for. And we'd just always have champagne and Grey Goose.
Yeah. You know what? I was also, and I think I tweeted this, like I was remembering, and I think the exact tweet that I wrote was like, when, like, cause we would go out like during the weekdays, like out like to the clubs, and I remember that like even though I was so tired and I would be convinced to go, what would I order when I got at the bar? A vodka Red Bull. Disgusting. Just thinking about that right now, I'm like, ugh.
I was never a fan of vodka Red Bulls. I was more of a vodka cranberry girl. Well, we started off with Malibu pineapples. Remember when we first started drinking?
Yeah. But then I feel like I transitioned from that, and then it was vodka Red Bulls here and there, but vodka cranberry for sure. And then now, like, my thing is like gin and tonic, you know.
Yeah, because she's healthy and stuff.
Alright, should we get started?
Let's get started.
With our newest dilemma. And as she's pulling that up, guys, don't forget to keep sending in your dilemmas. And again, it can be dilemmas, questions, funny stories. It can be about relationships, not necessarily. So don't forget, we'll go ahead and post our email down here below. And don't forget to keep sending those in.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get started.
I'm going to unplug it really quick. She's charging her phone because it always runs out of battery. In case you ever see her around town, give her a portable charger. Okay. So this one was emailed to us, and it says, "Help. I have been in a relationship with my boyfriend for about 3 years now. About a year ago, I cheated on my boyfriend, and long story short, we were able to work things out and are still going strong. The thing, though, is that after that incident, I feel he completely changed. He pretends not to be jealous, but I can see he gets upset if I say hi to male friends. He constantly asks what I'm doing if I don't reply to his texts quick enough. He doesn't really like going out anymore and gets upset if I go out with my friends alone. It's obvious he isn't over the incident, and I also don't want to bring it up because what if the solution for him is to just break off the relationship? Help, what should I do? I can't keep feeling guilty and allowing this." Alright, I'm just gonna say it because it's on my mind.
Say it.
Just don't cheat. Don't cheat on people.
Well, that's the first thing, of course, and we could go on to this topic about like cheating, which I think even in a lot of our episodes we talk about what's cheating, what's not. I think we have that in the past, right?
Yeah.
I know that the last thing that she said and the primary thing she said was like, I'm scared to bring it up because of this.
Because she's afraid that he's gonna break up with her.
But I think that's the only solution, and I feel like at that point, like, I feel like maybe that might not be the solution for him, because don't you think he would have already broken up with her from the beginning of the incident?
That's a good question, and I think I'm not sure if I know how to answer that, because I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you've been cheated on and you found out, and like, did you break it off right away or did you like continue?
I continued, but granted, this was back in like high school.
Well, yeah, and we don't know how old these people are.
And I think, because if it happened now, I don't think, again, and I think I've said this multiple times in our episode, for me, it's like one strike, one cheating strike, and that's it. There's no working it out. Because I would be like that guy. I would be the one who still doesn't let it go, and like, what, like, that's just not
Not healthy.
Not healthy. you know.
But I think for the sake of like this dilemma, we have to assume that maybe they're a little bit younger or a little bit less mature, right? So if we put ourselves in their shoes, like what would you do?
I would bring it up. I would say, because it's either, okay, on the one hand, okay, don't say anything, but then don't complain about it.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, it's like, bring it up, but maybe it's the way you can word it. Like, how would you even start that conversation? Because I think this person is scared of the other person to be like, well, it's your fault.
I mean, and technically it is.
And it is. But it's also then goes down to like, then let's break, I don't know.
Well, I think that's the thing, is she's afraid that he's going to break up with her. And I wouldn't blame him. And that's what you're saying is like, he's going to keep dragging it out, or he's going to break up with her. It's like one or the other. So either she needs to continue putting up with him dragging it out and like making her feel bad and like not letting her go out with her friends, which I think is complete bullshit.
Yeah.
Or she needs to bring it up and risk breaking up. But it sounds like it's not even that big of a risk because it's not a healthy relationship right now if he's like trying to be really controlling and stuff.
Now let me throw this like question at you. Do you think, like, let's say they have the conversation, right, so, like, about to try to fix this or whatever, and he feels like, well, there needs to be a compromise then. I won't do that, but there needs to be a compromise because of what you did.
If he says, I won't break up with you, but there needs to be a compromise?
Yeah, so such as, like, I think one of the things was, like, he doesn't like when I say hi to my male friends. So what would be a compromise there?
I don't think there should be a compromise.
Okay.
Because I think if someone says, I won't break up with you only if you do this, it's like, just break up with me. Like, it doesn't sound like you're over it. It doesn't sound like you're going to get over it.
Also, sorry, totally, like, kind of going into a different route that, like, when you started saying, like, the answer is don't cheat, like, why did you cheat? Do you really love this person?
Yeah, exactly. And that's a really good question. And maybe that's like a whole nother topic and like opening up a whole nother can of worms. But if you really love someone and you cheat on them, did you actually really love them?
That's what I never get, like, because obviously you could cheat when you're in high school, adults, married, have been married for 40 years. I don't think that has anything to do with it. But this is what I will never ever understand from people who cheat. Let me clarify. For my definition of cheating is even like flirting with someone, knowing you're in a relationship. That's mine.
But like flirting to what extent?
But that's my definition. What's your definition?
I think my definition of cheating is like being physically intimate with someone. If it's like kissing or like hand holding, stuff like that, stuff that you would normally do with like a boyfriend or girlfriend or a significant other, partner, you know?
Yeah. You know, I don't know if I saw this in a movie or where I saw this, but they called it, what I'm trying to say, they labeled it like emotional cheating or something like that. That to me is like, and I'll tell you why, because I, as someone who has been in a relationship, have never experienced the need to flirt. Even that, in my mind, has never come across. So, why are you laughing?
No, I'm not laughing. It's just, I'm thinking about, like, I'm processing.
You're laughing because you don't believe me.
No, I do believe you, and I think for me it's different, and that's why I'm, like, smiling, because, like, I'm processing.
But see, okay, so going back to the question, right, I think it was like, okay, let's put aside the definition of cheating. Like, what I was trying to say is, like, this is what pisses me off when people cheat. It's like, if you're cheating, that's because you're either not happy in their relationship.
Right.
You're bored in their relationship.
There's something going on within you.
There's something going on. Right. And so to me, it's like, those people want their slice of cake. What's the saying?
They want their cake. They want to have their cake and eat it too.
They want to have their cake and eat it too. Because otherwise, if that would have not been the case, why not just break off with that person? So you can go and act like a single person.
Yeah.
That's my thing. So I think this person needs to maybe, before even having that conversation, explore, why did I even cheat?
Mm-hmm. And that's a great question to process with your therapist.
Ooh, and maybe what if the guy needs that question answered? Mm-hmm. That guy probably would need to know, and I think it would be beneficial to the relationship to know, why did you cheat?
Yeah.
Because this guy now is acting this way because of insecurities. Like, clearly I wasn't enough and you went to cheat. Just a possibility.
Yeah.
So how about you work on first exploring why you cheated, then you tell that person why you cheated.
Yeah, and open up that conversation, and if he's okay with it, if he's like, okay, like, that's understandable, which I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have to hear, like, the conversation to obviously put in my 2 cents.
Yeah.
But if he's like, okay, that I understand that and accept that, and I'm going to continue in this relationship with you and we're going to move on from it, you need to fully move on and let that go. And if he says, you know what, that's unacceptable and I can't continue this, then you need to accept that because it was your actions that led to this.
Yeah. Like, I feel like you can't blame, like, not to excuse his behaviors right now, but I feel like you can't blame him if he decides to end it. Because you have to take responsibility for what you did.
I agree 100%. And I don't know that there's, like, much more to say about it, but I did want to just kind of pick your brain a little bit because I'm curious to know about, like, the flirting being cheating thing, because I think some people, myself included, like, the way I come across is as smooth as butter, and people take that as, like, flirting. Like, I'm really good at, like, having conversations with people I don't know, and, like, I really genuinely like to get to know people now. I used to be really introverted, and, like, now I feel like I'm better at, like, making friends and, like, stepping out of my comfort zone and getting to know people. And even if I was in a relationship, I would continue being the same way. Like, I like to get to know people. I like to learn about people's stories and stuff.
And so what you're saying is, like, but the type of personality you have, it would come across as flirting, or it gets misunderstood.
I think it might get misunderstood as flirting sometimes.
I mean, not to say that I take my comment back, but I do think there's exceptions to it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to generalize and be like, just you flirting, okay, that's cheating. Not necessarily. I think I would have to know, like,
the context.
The context, everything, the environmental, everything, because it's like, okay, I'm going to throw this out there. Like, if I mean, my husband might work with female girls or whatever, right? I don't sit there and think, oh my God, let's do flirting with these girls. But if this is someone that you see on a daily basis and then it turns to flirting, then that would worry me a little bit. I don't know if I'm making sense. But if it, like, he went out with his friends or something and met a girl and, like, they were talking and it appeared to be, like, flirting, I don't think I would have to... I shouldn't be upset at that, I guess is what I'm saying. If I perceived it as flirting. Because what if it would be the same thing where, like, he feels like you, like, that they're not flirting rather than just, okay, they want to talk to someone. Do you get what I mean?
Yes and no, because your husband and my conversation styles are very different.
But that's what I'm saying. If that would be the exception. But in the reality is it's not.
It's not the same, yeah.
So that's why, but I'm glad that you brought it up because
you know his conversation style.
So being aware of that.
Yeah.
And if you were to do that, I guess that's where I'm saying I would be upset.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
So yes, thanks for clarifying it.
Yeah, I think.
But now taking it back to you, and because you are and can be like that, that would be
different. Thank you.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think we're getting into a little different thing. But I feel like it all goes down to, like, también, like, what you accept, what you don't accept, what you think is okay, what you don't think is okay.
And if that conversation didn't make sense, just let us know down in the comments and we'll elaborate a little bit more. Because I feel like we kind of went in circles, but, like, came to the same point.
Yeah.
It did take us a few turns to get there.
Yeah. But how about this? In the comments, let us know what you would consider cheating. What's your definition of cheating? I'm curious to know. Because everyone has different answers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have different answers as to what we consider cheating.
Yeah. But overall, to wrap it up, I feel like that's exactly what I would suggest to that person. Assess why you did it. Have that conversation with your boyfriend about why you did it. And then talk about, like, what you're feeling, just kind of with his behaviors are. And maybe going in there with, like, my intention is, like, I want to stay in this relationship. How can we fix this?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's really good advice. And we don't give advice, but I think that's a really good suggestion. In case anybody wants to take that suggestion.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. Like we said, keep sending us your dilemmas, questions, funny stories.
Sad stories, whatever.
Please send them in. Again, we'll put our email right here where you can send them in. And just as a reminder, we really pride ourselves to keeping things confidential, so don't be fearful of that. Don't forget to follow us on our Instagram page at
The Stir with 2 R's.
Yeah, don't
like
forget.
It says here.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and keep watching and stay tuned for our vlogs. Again, we're trying to get better at this thing, so be patient with us, and thanks so much for following and subscribing.
And the last thing is that I think our Instagram is in need of a makeover, so I think we're going to be doing that. And yeah, you have to follow us to check it out. It's going to be great.
Okay.
Do I look okay? Whew, let's do this.
Okay.
Should I close the window in case my neighbors come back and are fucking loud? Or we could do a funny one too.
Okay.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Wait, how long was that? It's like really short.
I feel like we've done that, and I feel like it's perfect time.
It's longer.
Should we go check?
Oh wait, let's sign off.
Oh yeah.
Wait, is this like recording?
It's a video.